how to sell your products on autopilot without feeling salesy, right? Like that's the worst, right? We don't want to be that salesperson, if you will. So a lot of people want to learn how to sell their digital products. They can create digital products. One of the toughest things is actually learning how to actually sell them, how to market them so that your audience wants them, your audience sees them, your audience feels that they are the solution to their problem. So learn how to set up simple systems that sell your digital products. And that's one of the hardest things in our business is doing things manually. So we want to set up those systems so that it sells our products for us on autopilot without feeling like you're constantly selling, right? We don't want to constantly feel like I'm always asking for a sale. We want it to be more natural. We want people to come to us, right? All right, so here we go. Attracting the right audience. This is where most people get it wrong. I hate to say it, but this is part of the foundational piece of your business that a lot of us skip over. We think, well, my products can help everybody, so I'll just sell it to everybody and I'll just say people. I help people. And as much as that is amazing and your product, yes, could help everybody, we don't want to start there. We can grow there, but we don't want to start there. We want to start with the right audience. Typically, it's the person in the mirror. It's somebody that has gone through and done the things that you are doing now, okay? Where you've been and where you've come to, where you've grown to, right? That transformation that you received. So you can basically empathize where they're at and you know where they want to go because you just were there and you went there. I hope that makes sense, all right? So if you're selling to the wrong people, you're going to struggle to make sales, all right? So let's fix that. So how to attract buyers? First, you got to know your ideal audience. You got to know your ideal customer. Who are they? And that's what we're just talking about. The person in the mirror. That's typically who you're trying to help, like women over 50. I'm over 50. I know what it was like when I first started my business, struggling with all the tech stuff. So I know exactly how women over 50 starting a business are feeling right now because I was there. All right. So who needs your product? What problem does it solve? And that's what you need to ask yourself. What problem does my product solve? And then who needs it? Okay. So like I help women over 50. So I have a product to help them learn step by step. So that helps them fix that problem of I want to learn how to make extra income, but I'm afraid of all that tech stuff, right? Create problem solving content. Position yourself as a go-to expert. And this is where a lot of us get it wrong. We don't build our authority up to let our audience know we know what we're talking about, right? You need to think about what your product does, all right? And position yourself as a go-to expert. Don't be afraid to brag a little bit. It's okay to brag. If you know what you're talking about, help your audience and let them know you know what you're talking about. All right, use lead magnets. I do this a lot on my Instagram. I don't know if you've been on my Instagram. You can follow me at Lady Wealth Warrior. But freebies to build trust and collect emails. Now, lead magnets are super important when building your email list and building trust with your audience. When you give them something of value for absolutely free and they get a small little transformation, I don't care if it's they fix their Instagram bio. I don't care if it's now they've got a great cover photo for their Facebook page, right? A small, tiny little transformation. And they're like, wow, I love this lady stuff. I could totally follow it. Easy step-by-step, whatever the case may be. But you want to give them that small transformation. Don't just give them a book with a bunch of information in it that they can get off of Google or even ChatGPT for that matter. You want to give them actionable steps that they can do that'll give them a tiny transformation to get them wanting more of your stuff. Like they'll give you money because they just got a ton of value from your free thing. Okay. Attracting the right audience is you got to leverage social proof, right? Testimonials, success stories, and engagement build credibility. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, I don't have any testimonials yet, Michelle. So what do I do with that? You're your own testimonial. If you got a transformation like me, if I haven't made a single dollar, I'll tell you, I haven't made a single dollar, but I know exactly what I'm doing. I know how to build a funnel. I know how to do email sequences. I know how to set automation systems up, right? But I haven't made a single dollar, but I can show you how to make a funnel. That's still right? An authority. That's still a testimony. That's still a success story. Okay. So because I have made money in the past, I can, but let's say you're in a program that you know of other people that have made money, you can share their success stories with their permission, of course. So don't think that just because you haven't made any money or you don't have any testimonials yet, doesn't mean that you can't have a success story. And the other tip that I want to give you here, and a lot of people don't know this, but you can literally help people for free. And that's the way I started. I started helping people build their funnels and their email sequences for free. And guess what? They were so grateful. They were so thankful. And now they understand it. Now they get it. Now they've got that transformation. So I go back to them and I'm like, hey, would you mind giving me a testimonial about my assistance, my help that I've provided you, about my coaching or whatever it is that you've done, right? You ask for that, right? So you ask for that testimonial, but you can offer your services for free in exchange for a testimonial. And that's the way you present it to them. Like, hey, I'd be more than happy to sit on an hour call with you, help you, get your system set up in exchange for a testimonial from you. And most people will be like, yeah, of course. So this is my little pro tip for you. All right. So here's another pro tip for you. Stop marketing to everyone. Okay. And focus serving one specific audience. When you focus on one audience, you'll see how things change for you. So who's your ideal audience? Let us know. Is it busy moms? Is it stay-at-home moms? Is it women over 50 that want to lose weight after menopause? So let me know in the comments. Drop it in the comments. So step number 2 on how to sell on autopilot is you need to build a simple funnel that converts. Now, people think you need to have some big fancy schmancy funnel, and that's so not true. You don't need a fancy schmancy funnel. Okay. Ugly funnels sell too. So why this matters: without a system in place, you'll always be chasing sales instead of receiving them effortlessly. And that's what we want. We want sales to come to us effortlessly, right? In order to do that, you have to build a sales funnel and let that sales funnel work for you 24/7. So while you're sleeping, while you're on the beach, while you're doing whatever it is that you want to do, sales are coming in. Okay. So this is what a simple sales funnel looks like. All right. You get a lead magnet, a freebie. People get onto your email list. All right. Then you go to a 1-page sales funnel. It's a simple sales page and checkout. I've started doing a single page checkout. So they got the sales page, and at the bottom is the order form. 1 page. Okay. Then you have an email nurture sequence, which is an automated email that warms up your leads and drives your sales. So it is known that people need to see things 7 to 10 times before they make a decision to purchase. And it really depends on the price point of the product, right? If they see it and they're like, this sounds like exactly what I need, and it's $7, they could be like, oh, got it. They don't need to see it again. But if you're selling something for like 67, 97, 200, they may be like, and they may be thinking about it, right? So if you follow up with emails to let them know all the benefits that they're going to get with that product, all the reasons why they need to buy that product 7 to 10 times, the chances of them purchasing with you do increase substantially. So keep that in mind. And then, of course, a call to action. You want to make sure that you have calls to action on your sales page and in your emails, encouraging action with urgency and bonuses. Now, you could launch a product and you could have like 5 bonuses attached to that product when you launch it. And you could say, hey, listen, my bonuses are going away. You don't need to lower your price. You don't need to make it lower. Okay. You just let them know that the bonuses are going away. Here, I got these 5 bonuses, but if you don't act now, you're going to lose these bonuses, right? That's a better way of increasing the value of your product. All right. So here's a pro tip. You don't need an expensive website, just a 1-page funnel and an email sequence to make sales on autopilot. Now, I just want to preface that with a 1-page sales funnel. I mean, the sales page with the checkout. You still need a thank you page. So it's a 2-step funnel. All right. Because after they click that button, they go to a thank you page. And then if you are wanting some advanced techniques, you can send them to an upsell where you have a product that you can give them that's a higher price. All right. But that's a training for another day. All right. So here's an action step. All right. Think about a freebie that you could offer to attract your potential buyers. All right. All right. So then the 3rd step. All right. Here's step 3. Automate your marketing so you're not always selling. How do you do that? Automation lets you sell 24/7, even when you're not working. Like we talked about, going to the beach, going on vacation, shopping in the grocery store. You can have sales coming in. All right. So you want to set up an email sequence. This is a welcome email sequence with 3 to 5 follow-up emails. Now, this is not your abandoned cart sequence or your non-buyer sequence. The people that come into your sales page and they're like, I don't want to buy that. And then you follow up with them. I'm not talking about that sequence. I'm talking about after they've purchased or after that initial sequence. Now you want to give them a nurture sequence. You want to let them know who you are, right? And again, typically you can do the same thing if they purchase a product. You can do your nurture sequence after they've bought with you, right? But you want to continue to nurture those people. And this is where a lot of people get it wrong. And a lot of people don't teach and train this, okay? Is like, how do I market? How do I email them? Like, what do I even say? And you want to do a nurture sequence after they've come on your list, because you want them to remember who you are and why they got on your list, okay? But in an email sequence, you can sell them additional products. So that's why it's so important to build your email list from day one. All right. You can use ManyChat or any other DM automation like Social Connector. You can do DM automations inside of Social Connector to send links and answer frequently asked questions. Like, this is powerful. So like I just said, drop the word funnel below. So if I was on Instagram, I can say, hey, drop the word funnel, and ManyChat or Social Connector will automatically DM you the link to the workbook. Not going to do it here. I'm going to give you the link to the workbook, but you get my point, right? So set that ManyChat automation up so that way when you do your content and have them comment a keyword, poof, they're going to get a link and you're sleeping. Schedule social media content. You want to batch and repurpose across platforms, all right? You want to get your name out there. You want to get your brand out there. You want to be recognizable. You want people to know who you are when they see your content. In order to do that, you've got to make content. And a lot of times making content can be the task that actually takes up most of your time. Okay. So if you batch create your content, which is what I do now, I've been doing it for over a month now, and it's helped me tremendously to stay on task where I'm not just creating content every single day. So I take one day a week and I create my content. It takes me about 3 to 4 hours, and because I've planned it already. So I know exactly what I'm going to create throughout the week. I planned it on Sunday, and then Tuesday I create all of my content. Okay. And you can use retargeting ads. Now, if you're a beginner, I don't recommend you start with ads, okay? You want to make sure that you've got your organic messaging down pat, meaning your messaging that you put out in your content, in your words out there, in your sales pages and everything, and you've got organic leads coming in. They don't have to be like flowing in, right? But you've got a consistent flow of leads coming in. Now, if that's what's happening, then you need to then put some gas on that fire and turn it up with ads. That's my recommendation, because you don't want to be testing your messaging using your money. You want to be testing your messaging using your organic traffic, and that's free traffic. All right. So here's a pro tip. Set up your email sequence once and let it do the selling for you. So that nurture sequence I was telling you about. So here's my process. Somebody opts in, they get my freebie. They get one email to deliver that freebie. After they get that email, they go on to my nurture sequence where there's 5 emails that I send them to. And it's, who I am, how I can help you, a little bit about my story, the first couple of emails. And then I talk about my products. Very soft selling, and then like FOMO and urgency. Hey, the bonuses are going away. You might want to grab it while you can, kind of thing. So that 5 email sequence is what my customers go through, at whether they come on for a freebie or low ticket product, right? Everybody goes through my nurture. So quick recap of the 3 steps, all right? You want to attract the right audience with problem solving content. Think about your audience and what they struggle with. Can you message to them and let them know, I have the solution for you? That's how you can attract them to you. And a lot of people miss this part. I did. I missed it for years. I didn't get it, but now I understand it. Problem solving content, okay? Then you want to build a simple funnel. Don't overthink this, guys. It does not have to be some fancy schmancy funnel. Build a single page funnel. Sales page, tell them about your product, tell them it's amazing, what it can do for them, the transformation they're going to receive, and then a checkout order form at the bottom. Done, right? And then automate your marketing. Set up DM automations. Drop those freebies. Drop those keywords. Set up the automation so that it can do all the selling for you while you're doing other things, okay? So if you want ongoing membership to grow your digital products, join the Digital Coaching Club, all right? I've been putting new modules, new courses in every month, all right? I go live every single Monday with a training. So you'll get weekly trainings, you get automation strategies, and the exact templates and tools. I have so many templates and so many tools. So if you want to grab the DCC, drop DCC in the comments below. So there you have it. Simple, simple, simple. So I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. If you want to continue learning and growing together, watch this video that's coming up next, and I'll see you over there.